It's episode 5, and you guys have been waiting for so long to see this episode. And like I said, it's going to be an awesome one.
Oh yeah.
So today is going to be a little bit different because we are going to be talking about a form of mental health. And today it is going to be about BPD. And it hits home for us because Taylor does have BPD.
Also known as borderline personality disorder.
Yes. And with a while ago, we were wanting to, come up with some way to, teach people about borderline personality disorder or, mental health, things like that. So we are going to start off with BPD, and I will turn it over to Taylor, and she can explain how she goes, what she goes through on a daily basis, and then I can cut in and, say my view and how I am, because I am the fighter while she
is the survivor.
Yes. So
we even have tattoos. Survivor
and fighter.
Yep.
So
alright. Okay, so I got fully diagnosed with BPD when I turned 18. For the longest time, we all thought I had bipolar. Until one day I came across some this TikTok that was oh, BPD symptoms, and I'm like, okay, I'll just watch it and see what it's about. And then everything that was listing, I had it, and then I brought it up to my mom. And then I ended up having it, and it's hard living with it. It's one of the biggest challenges every single day. 1 minute I can be super happy, giddy, laughing, having a good ass time, and then next thing I know, it's one teeny tiniest little thing can tick me off. I'll just get so mad and irritated. For instance, I don't know why, but this always comes, whenever I give an example, this always comes, first thing to my thought, first thing in my brain, is whenever I'm writing something and then I accidentally end up, accidentally dropping the pencil, and then it's just something like that can just make me so angry. It's the smallest things that can just annoy me, and it's honestly hard to sometimes maintain relationships, friendships.
And also, for instance, when we went to the doctor, and how she was laughing at the question.
Yes, when I went to, okay, so with my birth control, I went in and I have the, and I was just wanting to bring it up because I came across a site saying the Depo-Petrova shot is can cause brain tumors. And so I was just like, okay, I just want to talk with the lady that's going to give me the shot and just see and clarify on that. And then as soon as I told her, she started laughing. And I don't know why, but it just pisses me off because it's like, I don't know, she made me feel so stupid for even bringing up the damn question.
Yeah.
It was little things like that. Also, like before when after I got diagnosed, I read more, before I got diagnosed with it, I was reading more into it, and this disorder mainly starts from childhood trauma. I would wake up to my parents fighting and screaming and all of that, and living with BPD, it all comes from childhood trauma, stress, and just fear of abandonment, because I had that a lot growing up. I had people coming in and out of my life like nothing, and every time, sometimes, this is bad, but sometimes people with BPD, they test people by trying to push them away, but we are looking for the answers of no, you're not going to push me away. I still care about you. I'm still going to be here no matter what you are going to say or do or whatever, unless it's like something like that. That's what we're mainly trying to look for when we're it's one of our, I don't know, it's just something to test people, and it's really bad, and I've learned to not really do that, but it's still something I'm working on. But, and then we also have episodes. What we call is when something, the smallest thing can start an episode. Gosh damn. Oh my god. Gotta get a taste of that dubby. But this, for example, say if you're just walking, going on a walk or whatever, and you smile or wave or try and say hello to somebody and they don't say anything or do anything back, that irritates me so much.
Yep.
It's what was the point of me even trying? What was the point of that then? It makes me not want to do it ever again.
Yeah. Yep. Or if someone repeats the same thing over and over, or asks the same question, if they ask the same question over and over after they've been given the answer the first time, that will also set her off. There's times where we're out in public and, you know, someone will say something or do something, and I will just stand there and pray that she doesn't say anything, because there are times where she does get vocal and will say something. She can't control it, and she tries her best. And, you know, that's all that she can do. But
I mean, back then, cause like, I always do like Google research about my disorder every now and then. It's like, to this day, I still look it up and just be like, okay, what am I really? Like, cause there's some day, like, I don't know, there's just sometimes where it's just like, I like to go down the swamp and look into my own disorder, and, let me turn this on here. And
see, like right now, I am hesitating on cutting in, because that could be another trigger for her as well. See, but before we even knew what she had, because we didn't know, and at first it's like, okay, you know, she's a teenager acting out, you know, the hormones, things like that. But then it escalated and kept getting worse and worse, until finally, I mean, she diagnosed herself, and because she first came up and thought that she had bipolar, and so I looked into it, and it's like, no, that isn't it. It's got to be something else. And then when she came up and said BPD, then I looked at it as like, wow, yeah. And finally, we went and saw a family doctor who got us in touch with a specialist. And so on her first visit, we went in there and she told him, this is what I have. And he pulled out this huge book.
Nice.
And yeah, and he went to BPD and he went down the list and asked her, you know, everything, like if she had it, you know, like the symptoms and stuff. And they think you had everything but like one.
Yeah, I think there's 9 symptoms, and I got 8 out of
Yeah. And the one that you didn't have was where you would have to, like, you know, keep doing something and counting like so many times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, it's it's a very difficult disorder to live with, and like, you know what? Pull up the symptoms for you and just read them. Oh look, I already have it up. Okay. The 9 major symptoms of BPD is frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment, a pattern of unstable and intense relationships, an unstable self-image or sense of self. Like, I'm always like beating myself down. I'm always saying like, oh, I don't look good. I look ugly. I'm like big. I'm not good enough. I will never be good enough for anyone. It's like, just any type of self-doubt towards myself. And I still have those, and it's hard to deal with. Impulsivity in potentially self-damaging areas. like self-harm. I've started self-harm at the age of 12, and and because my friend introduced me to self-harm, and she was just, and I asked her, I'm like, why do you do it? And she's like, well, I just feel like I'm not good enough, I'm just a horrible daughter, I'm a horrible sister, and all of this stuff. And she was like, that's what I've been thinking about all the time. And she's like, here, try it. And I've done it everywhere. My arms, stomach, legs, everywhere. Oh yeah, and then I even had an eating BPD. But anyways, recurrent recurrent down behavior, like self-harm, chronic feelings of emptiness, inappropriate and intense anger, mood swings, like how I was saying, like one minute I could be happy, and next I could be so angry to the point where I just want to like swipe everything off my dresser and smash my body mirror, tip my bed, anything to like get the anger out. Sometimes. But I don't. I tend to hold myself back. I have her. She helps me calm me down.
Yes. Which I'm still learning, because as a fighter with someone who has BPD, it is hard, because she will say, what she needs in that moment, like a hug or, just something. But then in that moment, when she is having an episode, I look at it and it's like, there's no way that that's what you want. And because you're going to go into the line of fire, which means like, I don't know if she's going to like right hook me,
Gee.
There's times, but she
That
hasn't.
was back then.
Well, no, I know, but she's come a long way. But I'm just explaining, like, for people in the beginning stages. So,
see, and sorry to cut you off, but right now, see her, like right now, as a person with BPD, when I almost told to turn off the camera real quick, but you want to see what it's like to really tick me off? I'm sorry. It's just how she brought that up. Like just the way she brought it up. The simplest things that, like, how it can come across pisses me off. So I'm a little ticked off right now, but go ahead.
right. Because for us that don't have BPD, we see it the way it is. But people with BPD see it completely different. So yeah, so like all she wants, is a hug, to be comforted, to, be told everything's gonna be okay, and breathe through it. And
Though in the beginning stages, it may not all seem that way, because, yeah, like how she brought up the right hook, like back then, whatever, that kind of just also kind of brought something else into mind, because back then, because I was also looking it up, to us, when we're in that demeanor, in that type of episode, and someone like touches us, like even a graze or a hug or anything, our skin feels like we have third-degree burns all over our body. And we don't want to be touched. We just try anything to like, I don't know. But I have come a long way to the point where I don't do that now. It's just to the point where if I am in that episode and I don't receive that hug, that's when it's like, oh, I feel like no one loves me. I'm not good enough. Why the heck am I even here? No one is helping me. No one wants to be here for me. And why shouldn't I just, you know?
Yeah.
These thoughts come up every now and then, and it's just like...
Yeah, it is hard, and like I said, I'm still learning every day. And she has to remind me. I mean, she won't remind me in the middle of an episode because we'll go our rounds if I forget.
Yeah.
And just start yelling and everything like that. And that's another thing that you do not want to do, is yell or raise your voice at someone that has BPD that is in an episode, because that just makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And then in
Cops
the
get
end,
called.
yeah. Yes.
Called cops on me like 4 different times. 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah. But the crazy thing about that
I was detained.
is that
Sorry.
they were willing to take her to like a holding facility, but it's in the middle of downtown, and she could have walked out on her own, even though she was underage. So I never had them do that, because what's the point? I don't want her downtown, you know, in the middle of the night with a bunch of hobos. You know, it's scary. And who knows, you know, if she were to have an episode and come across the wrong person, you know, and that's, you know, a whole other thing that people need to be made aware of, is that mental health is one thing that everyone's afraid to talk about, and that is the one thing that's getting a lot of people killed, and it doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah.
Such as, I feel that police officers need to be trained on everything mental health.
Because it can only just, like, because with the disorder, like, it can only just be, like, I've been threatened to be tased by a cop because I was, like, freaking out. But then as soon as I saw, like, him grab his, like, taser thing, I'm like, oh, crap. That, like, kind of, yes, it got me aware, though at the same time, it's it's just like an episode that like happens, and like deputies and police officers are just like not known about it, and then it's just like
Yeah. Well, and it's not that you're not out to hurt anybody
no, I'm not.
at all.
No,
And
that doesn't even cross my mind.
And that's one thing too, is, you know, I've seen on the news here, and, you know, the body cam footage, and, you know, the person, he was having an episode, but he just wanted someone to hear him and listen to him. He didn't have a weapon, he didn't have anything, but then he, instead of pulling out a taser, the police officer pulled out his weapon, and it didn't need to go that way. And I think yes, police officers need to be on guard.
Yeah.
We totally understand that. But if there's no threat, there's other ways to go about it with people that have some sort of mental health.
Because it's like, yes, I have BPD, though I am still self-aware of other people's disorders. Like when someone says like, oh, I have bipolar or just anything like that, I always just try and help them out and do what I can. So, but yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, no judgment. I, like, me, like, I am always just, like, when someone just tells me that they have a different disorder than mine, like, even it can be the smallest little thing, like depression or anxiety, it's like, I have those too.
PTSD.
And PTSD and all that, so, but yeah, any mental disorders or any type of disorders in general, I try my best to fully understand and be there for that person.
But you also, because you have BPD, you are more in tune to other people, so we could be out somewhere and she could be like, that person's having a bad day, but they could be smiling, and it's like, what are you talking about? But she's more in tune and can pick up other people's emotions.
I am very, like, I can read, like, this, I hate stuttering. Though, but, like, I can sense people's energy and, like, emotions. Like, I walk into a room, I can feel everyone's energy. I can, like, if someone is, like, angry or, like, annoyed or just thinking in their head or upset, it's like, I don't know, I can just read the person's energy. And just like, you doing okay? Or, hey, you seem to be doing good. Or, anything I can do to help. Or,
Yeah.
I always try and be the
bigger person to help, to lift them up.
Yeah. With with just everybody. Even with people that don't have disorders, still.
Yeah.
Though, sorry.
I'm trying to think. It's okay. There's like
The-
here. Go ahead.
Though, something I do want to do, you know how, like, people have those DNR bracelets? They should make bracelets for mental health. Because you know how, like, when police officers get there, like, at, like, some type of crime scene or anything, and people see a DNR bracelet, it means, like, they
Do not resuscitate.
Yeah, do not resuscitate. They can't do anything to help them, or else they'll go to jail, get in trouble, something.
They'll, like, if they're having like a seizure or something, and then they have the DNR, then they can't do anything. But yeah.
But yeah, we should have mental health bracelets, kind of like that. So like, if we're ever like in like a situation where there are cops, you can like, they can see the bracelet, you can show them the bracelet and just be like, hey, I got this disorder, please be patient with me, or something.
Yeah, there needs to be something. But then the question is, because for whatever reason in today's society, it's like, oh, you have mental health, nope, we're not going to talk about it. Why is mental health something to be so afraid of when everybody has it? I don't care who it is, everybody has some sort of mental health. It could be like super small to,
something major.
huge.
Yeah.
And everything in between, but everyone has mental health, And I don't understand why people don't talk about it. Like, what are we afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only way to understand it is to talk about it, put your story out there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, this is pretty much the main reason why I created this channel, is to make people aware of everyday life.
Yeah.
You know, struggles, you know, things that people have, don't have, you know.
Exactly. And oh yes, and also though people like, yes, with my disorder, some of the actions that I do, I still take accountability for what I've done. It's like, yes, I'm aware of what I did, and I apologize, and I take full accountability of what I've done. Like, it's like I feel bad, and it's just, and how I kind of, like, help my own self, like, because, I mean, sometimes I still get like that, but like where I used to throw my hands around, like, kick, everything, and kind of how I did that, I mean, obviously, the facility, residential, lifeline did a huge help on that, and like helping me take accountability for my actions and just stuff like that. It's like, but during our episodes, we black out.
Yeah.
Like, there was there's a time when I blacked out and I ended up hurting my mama, and I ended up getting taken to the hospital. She took me back home, and I would see like marks or bruises or anything on her, and I'm like, what happened? And she'd be like, that was from when you were doing what you were doing. And I'm like, and then it turned to straight guilt.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yep. But all you can do is, you know, take it one step at a time and try to understand the best you can. And the biggest thing is communication.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yep.
But it has to be both ways.
Yep, exactly. And that's why I always say communication is key. Because it's like, because it's just like you gotta, instead of having those, like, how to come across a person with BPD, if you tell they're upset, just be like, hey, are you okay? They'll either, but you have to come across in a nice tone, not just be like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Or what's wrong?
You have to be sincere.
You have to be sincere and be like, hey, what's going on? Or, hey, you okay? How you doing? Or, hey, something, it seems like something bothering you. Is everything okay? Or something like that. And they'll either talk or we'll need a minute. So don't keep pressuring them to talk, because then it will just turn into a tornado.
Yep.
Just give them their space and let them be, and until they're ready to talk. And that's why it's like communication is key, because then you can really talk about how you're feeling and what's really bothering you and what you guys can both agree on how, like, to help one another.
Right.
So where you don't have this crash again or something, or just something like that.
Yeah, but the hard part is for those of us that don't have BPD, we react like we normally would. And that's why, like I said, I'm still learning, because she will say something, I will react, it will set her off, then I will react to that as if, just an everyday thing. But then once I have reacted the wrong way and set her off, then it's like, crap, I've done it again, and so then it's like, I'll have to take a step back and then like reassess the situation, and then either, continue to talk with her or not, because sometimes she will just say, whatever, forget it, and then she'll go downstairs and it's like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, and then I fucking lost my train of thought. Fucking losing.
Losing train of thought too is, or if she forgets something that she was saying, it frustrates her to the point to where
I work my own self up.
yes. Yep.
What was it?
But those of us that are the fighters, we feel like we're walking on eggshells around people with BPD, but she will say, I don't want you to feel that way. But then, at the same time, it's like, what way could it go? How far do you really want to push this? So then you're going to end up training yourself too, that, like I tell her, I pick and choose the battles that I want to deal with. And so that's more or less.
Okay.
What?
The thing that I just remembered before we end it here, because I'm getting really irritated right now. I'm just getting really heated up, and I just need my own self. Like right now, how I was just about ready to talk about it, to where instead of letting it build up to the point where I end up having one of those horrible fucking crash outs, sorry, I'm gonna have to look that out. It's getting really irritated, but is I learned to, what's the fucking word? I don't know, but I basically just take myself away from situations so I can cool off, so I don't end up flipping this damn table.
So that is an example of what her episodes look like now, and like we've said, she's come a very long way, to where she knows when she needs a break, when she needs to cool down, things like that. So when someone with BPD states that they need a break or a minute or anything like that, you just have to let them, and just keep an eye on them, just to make sure that they're safe, especially if they're in the beginning stages of it. But yeah, that was an episode. And one thing for fighters need to have is patience, which is something I have never had, but have tried to learn real quickly to gain patience. And there are times where I'm at my wit's end, and she'll have a moment, and I just want to lose it and snap. And sometimes I have snapped on her, but yeah, you learn quick not to do that either. But if you're a fighter, keep fighting. If you're a survivor, you've got this. And if you're living with BPD or loving someone who is, drop a heart in the comments or share your story. Let's build a community where nobody feels ashamed or alone. Because I know there are more of you out there, and you think that there's nobody else like you. Well, we're proof that you're not alone. And like I said in my first video, you're never alone. We're here. We got you. And me, I've, like I said, been through it all. And, I've got more up my sleeve. So, I have a special guest.
I'm gonna step in here real quick. And with all that being said, I have never been to like a doctor or anything like that, but I do have moments that feel like either depressing or like mood swings or anything like that, but I've never been diagnosed for anything. Last time I was at the doctor, I was getting a shot for 7th grade. And so I have no idea what I have, but I have moments that feel amazing, and I have moments that feel like absolute hell. So I honestly don't know what I might have. But if you're undiagnosed as well, definitely go get it looked at. I want to, I just don't know how or where to. So, yeah.
Yep. And that's a man's perspective, which is another thing for men. I know you guys feel like you have to put on this tough guy persona and
men cannot show any emotion. If you do, you look very weak and vulnerable. And while that is true, because I feel like that's why like on my depressing days, like I could have like an entire horrible day. Like just last night, I didn't sleep whatsoever until I got to my parents' house. And I just went for a drive at 5 o'clock in the morning. I showed up here at 7, but I haven't slept for like 26 hours or something like that. And those are signs of, I guess, depression, I would say. But I've never been diagnosed, and I know what bothers me, but I don't know how to address it or do any, what's the word? I don't know how to take action with it. And like I've said, I've obviously never been diagnosed, and I've never seen a therapist either. So I feel like just toughing it out is the way I've done it, but that's not what everyone should do.
No.
Because it does get tough, and then that's why people feel like they can't reach out. And they just bottle it up until it becomes too much, and then you see a bunch of, sad stories hitting your news line. So
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely reach out, do what you got to do, and talk to somebody. Like, talk about it.
Yep.
It's hard sometimes, but yeah, as she was saying, as a man's perspective, it is a lot harder for a man to come out and say something. And she didn't even know I was going to be on here. I just kind of stepped in.
Yeah.
But
I would have had him on, but I'm glad you did step in on this one, because even today he did a story on Snapchat, and you messaged me saying like depression.
oh yeah. Well, let me bring that up real quick. So she slid up on my story, and holy shit, we talked a lot. So she swiped up on my story at 5:17 a.m. and that's when I just got up the canyon. And then, let's see. Yeah, and then she started taking forever to respond for some reason, as if she was trying to get my dad out the door or something. Anyway.
He was already out the door.
And then she said that she didn't see my message, and I said that her phone has notifications for a reason. And then she's like, it takes forever for you sometimes. And I was like, not this time, I'm wide awake. And then she's like, I can tell. And I was like, LOL, I guess depression hits different when you hit a mud puddle that's bigger than the truck. So, yeah, like, it's definitely, like, there's different signs to depression and how people feel on a day-to-day life. And not everything gets addressed. Like, someone can have the biggest smile on their face one day and it's gone in the blink of an eye.
That's
Just
true.
like that. And when I say that, I mean, well, you guys know what I mean.
Yep. And so let me introduce you. Matthew.
Drum roll, please. Oh, wait. No, you already said it. Okay. Go. Okay, go on.
Matthew, my son,
Yep.
from,
Her.
well,
Oh.
Rexy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
From
So when
Rexy
I
TV.
shout out to Rexy TV, he's one of them. I'll have the other one on at some point.
Eventually. I wasn't even, it was not planned for me to even be on this. I just had to
No.
come in.
Right. But then even this morning, because my husband also saw that he was up the canyon at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he texts me,
Yeah.
like, is he okay? So he knew something was wrong. And
Yeah, last night was not my night,
yeah.
but
And Matthew's always the one that always seems happy all the time. Like, nothing bothers him. But then when he's down, you can tell.
oh yeah, everybody can see it. It's like I'm holding a big sign above my head.
Yep. And trying to get him to talk is near impossible.
Yeah, I'm stubborn. I can admit that, but I'm not stubborn enough not to admit that.
Right? So, men,
Mhm.
you need to speak up.
Yep.
You're not looked at as being weak when you show your vulnerable side.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like that way because it's like, women, show their emotions, they cry, they do all this stuff, but if a man does it, it's taken completely different. Like, it's a whole different ball game that we're playing, and it's not. I don't know. It's not easy, because you do have to, tread lightly. Like, you always have to, like, most men feel like they have to walk around with a smile on their face all the time and act like nothing bothers them. But you can tell when something bothers somebody. And let's see, I don't know, like the emotions just show, but as a man you can't say it because then you're looked at as weak or vulnerable or I don't know. That's just kind of how it is. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
It is. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like if you're in a relationship and you show your vulnerable side,
Yeah.
and you know the person that you're with, like, does she, you know, treat you differently or make fun of you or?
It has happened. Like women, like everybody's different. Some women will take into accountability. It's like, oh yeah, men can cry. Like June is Men's Mental Health Month, and there's select few women that I realize that understand that because of everything else going on in that month, which you know that's fine. But with partnerships, not everyone will be. I've been in a relationship where I was looked down on and like treated like absolute shit because of how I felt in that time. And then there was this other relationship where it's just like, oh, it's okay. Like, you know, she like hugged me and told me everything was gonna be okay, and she didn't look at me differently. But it's not that way with everybody. So as a man, you have to move differently. You can't let your guard down with anything. But as a woman, it's easier because men want to be a comfort zone.
Some men.
Some men do, not all of them. But yeah, like most men want to be a comfort zone. Like if their lady is crying or upset about something, they want to be there to support them or help them out. But not everyone is like that. Everybody is different.
That is true. And that's why, too, I mean, trying to get a man or woman to go and see a therapist, like I said, you know, in my first episode, they probably want to try and give you pills and what have you, and yes,
just make it all go away.
And that might help, you know.
Some people it does.
Yeah.
Other people maybe not.
It doesn't, and then some people, you know, won't go that route because of maybe, you know, something else has
deterred them.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me with like therapy, I have my times, but I keep thinking to myself, it's like, it's okay. I'm just, you know, I'm having a bad day. I don't have a bad life. I just have a bad day.
Yeah.
And that's what I just kind of take it day by day as. And I would really like to know what I have, but at the same time, I really don't, because then it's like, am I gonna be looked at differently if I tell people that I have some sort of, you know, disorder, like, and just anything like that. And if I'm taking pills every day, am I going to be looked at differently? It's like, oh yeah, did you take your meds today? Like people, like they don't, like some people don't take that lightly. Like people look at it as if it's a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So this is a perfect example too on why I created this channel, to bring us all into this wonderful community where things like this can be talked about. You won't be judged or looked at any differently, man or woman. Yeah, I mean,
Hold on.
good. So, gotta take 5. And now I can't remember what we were talking about, but I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? No, you were about to say something.
Well, I had mentioned, you know, like, not everyone needs, or not everyone is going to see a therapist, so that's why this channel was created.
Yeah, I never have.
No. But every time I would mention for you to go to a doctor, what was your response to that?
No. it would be a little more than no, but I don't think doctors are necessarily a scam, but at the same time they are. Like, you go into an ER and they charge you out the ass prices for something you could have done at home. They'll put a Band-Aid on and they'll charge you like $1,000. Do that at home.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my mentality on like a therapy session. It's like, I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't need to do any of this. So I can just handle it on my own. Like, take it day by day and do what I do, and that's it. You have a bad day, you go for a drive. Safely. Safely, yes.
Speed limit.
Yeah, like I was driving, I was driving, because I live across town from here, but my parents' house is closer to the canyon that I go up, and it's probably a 10-minute drive from here. And so I was taking the whole drive from there all the way to that canyon. I was taking it smoothly, everything, but once I hit dirt, floored it. You know, just let it out when there's no speed limit and no one is around, but be careful when you do it, because it's not always, you know, there are some sketchy moments. Like, you gotta control your emotions and the car when you do that, because I had to do the same thing yesterday. That's what I was doing. My truck's all muddy now, and I prefer a muddy truck over a wrecked truck, so.
Yeah. But then at the same time, you never know what's in those mud puddles either.
No, I sat there and contemplated. There was a three-way. There were three.
Three and a four-way?
So it was like this. It was literally like that. And I was parked like right here. There was one this way that was really dry. One this way that was, it was like a 30-foot puddle all along. Then the other one just had a little bit of splash puddle. And I was like, do I want to go through the front one? Put it in four-wheel drive and hammered it. So, but it felt really nice. Like when you jump in, because I don't know about anybody else, but when I get on dirt roads, I don't wear a seatbelt. But when I hit that mud puddle, my head hit the ceiling pretty hard. I wouldn't say that knocked some sense into me, but it was a good stress relief. So anything you can do safely as a stress relief, then do it. Like, go for a drive, you know, listen to music, just kind of tone into yourself. Like, you can meditate, you can do all that stuff. I've never personally done that, but I know someone that has, and it really helped them, because they are an entirely different person now than they were, say, 10 years ago. So, and I'm not saying it takes 10 years to change, but it is a night and day difference from when you think about all that stuff. So, healthy mind is what you need to focus on. Keep your head straight.
Yeah. And in the game, and you're not alone. I mean, when you do have moments, like, it can get dark, like really dark. Like, you're never gonna come out of it, but
it does feel like that, and that's why I take drives. That is my form of therapy. And like she said, yeah, it does get dark, and you just have to distract yourself, like bring yourself back to the light.
Yeah.
So.
And if you're watching this and you know someone who may be in their dark place, have them watch this video. That way they will know that they're not alone.
Exactly.
And
like,
yeah.
There's all sorts of, mental health problems out there. Let's see, there's depression, BPD, bipolar,
Anxiety.
anxiety. Oh, I have anxiety too. I don't like grocery stores. I don't like going anywhere in public. I don't like being put on the spot. Makes me feel very uncomfortable, which is weird because I'm in front of a camera almost every day. Explain that to me. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird talking to you guys versus talking to someone in a store or at the gas station. Like at a gas station when I have to go in and pay for gas or buy a drink or something, I hope every single time that they don't want to start a conversation with me. I want them to tell me my total so I can pay and then leave. That is it. So yeah, there's anxiety. Let's see, what else is there? What else is there? There's a lot of.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a ton, and they're not coming to my brain obviously, but
Yeah,
there's
mean,
a lot. If
I
there,
have a few.
what?
Depression, anxiety.
Diagnosed.
Yep.
Okay.
PTSD. I was
PTSD.
diagnosed with as well.
Oh yeah, that is another one that I don't think has been mentioned.
PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, like we mentioned, but I haven't really talked about it.
Okay, yeah. So that is one. What else? Is that it?
Bipolar.
Yep. Yeah.
Schizophrenia.
What is that?
That's like.
Schizophrenic? Like, I've heard of schizophrenic. Like, I've heard the word, but I don't know what it is.
It's where you see things
That aren't really there.
Oh,
and
like,
voices that'll make you do things.
is sleep apnea the same way?
I don't know.
Because I know sleep apnea, like you.
It can, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that is another one, but I know it's all, mental, because if it's not really there, then you're obviously envisioning it with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's autism, ADHD,
Oh,
ADD,
autism, ADHD, ADD,
Yeah, and those are all.
OCD.
Every single one of them have to be treated
OCD.
very differently. OCD, yeah, that is one.
And that's why, like, I was thinking of turning this into like a little bit of a series because, either we don't have it or we do know someone that does have a disorder that we can touch on and, we've got it all, like I said. Up my sleeve. Lots of things.
Clearly, she had me up her sleeve and she didn't even know I was coming on here.
No, not today, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I am too, honestly, because, men face a different challenge when it comes to things. And I don't want to sound like, I don't know if that sounds like conceited, per se.
No.
But men do have to hide their emotions. They can't express how they feel. Like, that's just how society is. If a man shows his vulnerable side or lets his guard down or anything, and then he's looked at as weak, and then that puts him further into the depression state that he's already dealing with. And who knows what it is. It can be as easy as being late on a bill. It can be losing your entire family. It can be anything. So from one minor one to one major one, it could be anything in between, and a man just has to walk around with a smile on his face every single day, and you can't, as a man, you can't tell anybody shit. You can't tell anybody a damn thing, because you never know how they're going to look at you, or how they feel about you might change. And that is the depressing thing about it, because I do that all the time. Like, I can show up here anytime and I look a little bit down, and then Mom asks me, she's like, "You okay? What's the matter? You look like something's wrong." Or something like that, and I'm just like, "No, I'm good." And then when I leave here, she thinks I'm going home, but no, there's a canyon 10 minutes down the road, and that's where I'm at.
But I am your mom, so I know
where I'm at and what I'm doing, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, as a man, you just have to. You can't show anything.
No, and I don't agree with that to me, I've always said, you know, real men cry. I raised,
5 of them.
well, 5, 4, before the count. But, yeah, so, and I've always told them, you know, cry. You don't have to be macho all the time.
I think the last time I cried was when I was looking for a shirt for picture day and I fell down the stairs. That was the last time I remember actually crying. Because it hurt.
And you were how old?
Let's see, I was 4th grade.
Yesterday?
No. Picture day yesterday, no.
Yeah.
No. How old was I? That was 4th grade pictures. What? Not 12. I was probably like 10, 9.
Yeah.
But no, that was like the last time I actually remember crying. But like as a, like physically, but like mentally. Let's see, it was probably. Shit, probably less than a month ago, to be honest. Yeah, it was probably less than a month ago. I don't exactly know the day and can't even remember what it was about, but yeah, it was something that day, I guess. I don't know, so yeah, men cry, but we do it behind closed doors or when nobody's around.
Yeah. And that's not okay either.
Yeah, I guarantee Dad cries.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure he does.
he does. I mean, he tries to hide it, even in front of me, but it's like, why? I encourage him to, you know, let it out and talk about it.
Yeah, if men cry alone, like that's when they're most vulnerable. So how are they gonna open up to somebody and make them vulnerable and talk about something that's gonna make them vulnerable? They're not gonna want to do it. So if men have to cry alone, they're gonna deal with their problems alone.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it because that's what I do. And like you didn't know I cried 3 weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
So yeah, men have to show you know, straight happy face every single day. Women can express their feelings all day long and everything's socially acceptable, but when a man cries, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's not okay. You can cry on this channel.
I won't cry on this channel.
But any viewers, like, you know.
Well, I don't know, touchy subject, and I might. So I don't know. It just depends.
Yeah. But, no. That's why I'm here. Here to help. Here to listen. Here to,
Enlighten.
yeah, help, like, hear you out.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel like no one else is listening, I'm listening. We're listening.
Yeah.
So I have people, like I said.
But if you are going through a tough time, like a really tough time, and you don't feel like there's anyone to reach out to, call this number right here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they can help you. It saved a lot of people's lives, and just because you have a bad day does not mean you have a bad life.
No. And it will get better.
It usually does. Life's a roller coaster. There's ups, downs, arounds, but you always get off the ride and you walk away safely.
Yep. That is true. And honestly, like, I was on that roller coaster for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And finally just got off it this year. And I think I was on that for like 5
Really?
5 years, yeah. 5 years. Everything was going wrong. You know?
Yep.
Just not good. But, so, starting this year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it turned around, but still trying to come out of the darkness.
Yeah, the very beginning of 2023 was my darkest time.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am, almost the end of 2025. Well, not almost the end.
Yeah.
Almost the end. We're more than halfway through. So
We're in the third quarter.
yeah. So that was over 2 years ago, and I wouldn't exactly say I'm fine, but I'm better than I used to be. Shout out to McGraw.
You're better than you once were.
Yeah, Toby Keith, yeah. I ain't as good as I once was. Yeah, Toby Keith, Tim McGraw.
Love you, Toby.
Legends. So, yeah, there's a lot to be said, and there might have to be a part 2 to this.
Yeah, I
So
think
we
so.
can do more intakes on everything and
Yeah.
start touching base on how everyone is actually feeling and how their week went and shit like that.
Yeah. So I think with this episode, it only took 5 episodes, but I got it to where and what this channel is all about. And so
And it could still be about anything else. But
yeah. I mean, yeah, I want to keep, you know, have all different varieties, like the roller coaster of life.
Yeah, exactly. And every single day, it's a new roller coaster.
And don't want every video to be gloomy or anything like that.
Exactly. Like this one's just to like enlighten and spread awareness.
Yes, awareness for sure. Yep.
And
Get people talking.
yeah, but if you truly feel like you cannot reach out to anybody, then call the number that's going to be right over this W cup. Right there.
Yep. Or email. I've got email.
That is true.
And no one's emailing. I check it every day. Or, you know, in the comments. Leave comments, start conversation.
Yeah, definitely reach out. Mental health is it's a huge issue that no one really addresses ever, and it's just so looked over because everyone's so busy with their day-to-day life. But when you start relaxing and doing whatever you like to do, then
Yeah.
it's just so looked over.
Yeah. And too many people, we're losing too many people when we really don't need to.
Very much so.
And
All the time.
Yeah.
Every single day.
yeah,
Every day it happens.
and it's very sad. Very sad.
Absolutely. You don't even know the person, but you see what they went through, and it's a sad story all around. Every single time.
Yeah, and it's not just adults either. Like, I know someone who their teenage daughter would, I don't know, something was going on. Like, I don't know if she was getting bullied or whatnot, but that's where it starts because kids are so mean.
Yeah, kids,
Yeah.
like bullies, like there was this, I saw this news article, I think, yeah, there was this kid, he was like 8 or 9 years old, and he got bullied for being autistic, and he took his own life.
That is horrible.
And that shit should never, it shouldn't even be a thing.
No.
So it's so fucked up that it is. So no, reach out, talk to somebody you know, talk to somebody you love, check on people, check up on everybody that, you know, has either, like even if you have a bad day, check on them. Ask them if they overcame how their day was. Just because they have a smile on their face today, but they were really down yesterday, check on them.
Yep. And that's why you never know what anyone is going through. So instead of, you know, being mean when you're out and about, smile at someone, say hey, or you know,
Exactly.
compliment them.
Yeah, just give them the nod. Like you just have to look at them and just like tip your head.
Yep.
That's it. And they'll be like, oh, that person just acknowledged me. Like when that happens to me, it honestly sends like a burst of like cheerfulness.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting thing, but something as simple as that can go
A long way.
a very long way.
And you never know. You being nice could have just saved that person.
Exactly. You don't know anybody that you run into, grocery store, in traffic, whatever. You don't know what anyone's going through unless you talk to them, but they may not open up, and not everybody will. And so yeah, being nice, give them a compliment, you know, like as far as just be like, oh, I really like your hair. That'll brighten up someone's day because you don't know what they were gonna go home and try to do.
Right.
Like they were probably having a really bad day and they might have thought that
That's it.
yeah, that's it, and that is the answer, and that's what I need to do, but that isn't always the case.
No. That is never, ever.
It shouldn't be.
No.
It really shouldn't be.
Nope.
So,
So.
definitely reach out to somebody that you know, love, trust, and
yeah,
that's all you can do. But, yeah, spread positivity.
Yes.
That's all you really need to do.
Very much so. And that's why, again, first video,
Mm-hmm.
this channel, bully free, judgment free, everything.
Exactly.
You can say, express what you're feeling.
And it's
anything.
funny. It's funny too because I said a lot of shit just now that Mom and Taylor didn't even know about.
Yeah.
And it happens. So if I can open up, because my mom is the person that I can tell everything to, but there are some things that you feel like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna dish my plate right onto hers just because I'm full. And then, so yeah, just reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody, and you know, just do what you got to do to better yourself and whatever situation you're in.
Yep.
It doesn't last forever. I thought back in 2023, I thought that was the worst. Well, it was. It was the worst time of my life, but I'm obviously still here, and just keep pushing. Do what you need to do to either get your stress out, cheer yourself up, or just make your entire day better, as long as it's safe for you and everyone else around you.
Yeah, exactly. And if you feel like, you know, the people that you turn to, like you're a burden to them, when you get to that point, turn to us, because you're not a burden and we can help you
Yeah.
the best that we can.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're always here, but I'm sure, you know, the people that you talk to, you're not burdening them.
No,
At
definitely
all.
not. I get hit with a simple as a text message, and it can just say, "Hey, can we talk?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then they can, you know, tell me about how something in their day went completely wrong, and that shouldn't be a burden on anybody. You're literally helping somebody out. Like,
Yeah.
they need someone to talk to, and they chose you.
Yep.
So you can help them out, and if you need someone to talk to, they'll look at it the same way. You chose them to talk to.
Yeah.
Obviously, they feel comfortable talking to you, or you feel comfortable talking to them. So just reach out.
Yeah. And then if the person you're talking to states, you know, I don't know how to help you, or if you feel like they didn't help, you know, you can turn to us and we can give different feedback than what you were given before.
Yeah, there are so many different options out there, but there is one that should never,
No,
ever be an option.
never.
So there's a lot of options out there to help yourself, better yourself, and just feel better. So never choose the last option,
No,
ever.
because that is not the solution. Or,
It isn't, because it passes on
yeah,
depression to somebody else because they just lost someone that they actually loved. Even
Yeah.
though, you know, you could be having a bad day, someone else you know is having a bad day, and if you chose that very last option, now that person's having an even worse day, and they're having a worse life because you were not there.
Yeah. Yep.
So that is never an option.
No. Or if you know someone that's going through a hard time and you don't know how to get them to open up, and you've asked, you know, the people around you, you know, to help, and no one can, you know, come to us. We can try and help too.
Reach out. Where's that email going to be at?
It's going to be right here.
There you go.
So, yep, we are always here. We're always checking messages, the comments. So, yeah, if you're living with a mental health disorder, or you are loving someone,
Or if it hasn't been
Yeah.
hasn't been diagnosed,
yep,
and you just feel really bad that day, like really down, just do something to help yourself.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody, do something to help yourself, and, you know, get it checked out. I haven't, but I really want to. But I'm also scared of the outcome. But yeah, so just do what you gotta do. Just to live a better life. That's all you gotta do.
yep. So, drop a heart in the comments. Share your story. Let's get this conversation going, because, you know, don't feel ashamed or alone, because you're not. We're here to help any way we can. We are spreading awareness, and it all starts here. So, yeah. Thanks for being here. And remember, healing is messy, but it's possible. So, I will turn this into a little series, and then if there is something that you want me to talk about, or us to talk about, you know, email or drop it in the comments.
I'm not always over here, but
No.
if, you know, say I was requested to be on another one,
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's different points of views for everybody. Everybody lives different lives, so,
And Taylor as well. She's always here too.
you know,
So-
everybody.
We've got you. So, until next time, bye.